So we are like going through this big book, and my path of like doing art or graffiti art led me until the abstract forms, and so after like drawing and painting on canvases, like doing more like geometrical abstraction, then in a certain point I realized that I will pick just a circle as a form, and I just played with the border of the circle. So first meaning it was like this wall meant like a black hole. So I did like like tiny rainbow around the black, and from this point begins like this series of work which I'm developing. I just recently like changed the technique of, so I started to spray the shades, because before that I was just painting with brush, and I felt like this era is about shades, it's very modern, so I wanted like to implement it in my work. This body of work was painted in New York, and then I took the paintings and photographed them in the streets with the strangers. I always like took one painting, and then I waited for someone who can hold the painting for me in the middle of the street. It was fun, interesting intervention, or interact with the city. I was born and raised in Prague. This is actually my first graffiti piece, which you put in the book. It's called Splash, and it was in 1993. And from that time, I did many graffitis around the world, in my town, in different towns. I did many times the same wall again and again. This, for example, this one is especially long wall in Prague. This tribute to my father. And by the years, I did all different kinds of images or messages on the wall. It was the era before internet and before like Facebook, so it was kind of like a wall for me, like to say what I wanted to. At certain point, it was like I did some walls, and I repeated it to paint the wall like every year or every second year, and this is like special wall at Těšnov, which is in Prague, and for some reason I felt like I should like put message on this wall every time. So I mixed the aesthetics and the message, or like, so I wrote there like sentences, or it could be like seen as a poems, so people can understand that because they can read it. In my family there are no artists. Actually, like my uncle was or is architect, and my grandfather, he was a musician. He was a piano player and composer, but I don't have any talent for music. My brother did or does. I just like I had a talent for drawing, so I kept drawing, and like graffiti was the first thing that caught my attention, and I really felt like doing it, and then I switched to art academy, which is like pure art. At that time, I was still like doing interventions in the streets. For example, this is the cobblestones which are released after winter. I was at the school, and at the same time I did these interventions on the streets. So I came to the fucked up sidewalk, which like there were these stones released after winter usually, and I picked them and paint them like different color and put them in the same position. and it creates kind of like nice compositions that once it was painted, they repair it because it was so visible, you know. When it was like this, nobody cared, but once it was painted, like in a few days it was repaired. I never cared about politics or in my art, you know. I think art should be just for itself. It should let you, like, take you out of this world, you know.